February 23rd, 2022. Crypto and Coffee with the Trading Bros. I'm your co-host, Clutch Crypto. I think we called the market pretty good yesterday.
I think it happened the way that, we described. It's a lot of this trading stuff, when you get into it, as you know very well, it's just about knowing, how the market trades, just from a psychological standpoint. And so, whenever everything is gloom and doom and ready to fall to the floor, that's when, they entice you to get back in and take out, those guys willing to put up the money to go short. And so that's exactly what happened. I mean, it's nothing different than what we talked about.
So are you kind of referring to the old Kenny Rogers song, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them?
I have no clue about Kenny Rogers, but thank you for that reference. I'll put it in my white encyclopedia, and we'll move on from there. So, we're 9 minutes from futures open. So let's hop in the charts, see what's going on. So let me pull up some charts. Let me pull up a chart.
Also, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think it's showing up on our YouTube right now, but this is not financial advice. Please do your own research and trade at your own risk. We gotta get the liability off our shoulders right now. So
this, I always start off with the daily, just to kind of see where we're at. So we've got some multiple negative candles except for yesterday. We had a little bit of a pump, which we expected. I mean, it is Wednesday.
No news Wednesday.
Wednesday. So we're in midweek, and we know what kind of starts to happen midweek is that, we start looking to reduce some of that risk that was built up over the period of time. This is a 6 hour. And so again, what we would anticipate is
that pretty M right there, dude.
Mean reversion back up to the 50 EMA. All these lines are here. These are just all my lines. These lines are really not for me. They're to show me where other traders are going to be in the charts, right? Mark off some of the support and resistance levels. And so we've got some nice peaks where, we anticipate folks to try to react off of swing pattern failures. And so, that's why these are marked off the way that they are. So, we bounced around in range forever at, kind of 2600s, 30s. We kind of bounced in that range for a while, and finally, within the Asian and European sessions last night, broke through to get to this 2730s. And so we'll just move down into the hourly as we talk about or look at, some of the things that may happen today and some of the areas that we're anticipating. I would look at, what would be the psychological high. Of course, this is Trader's Reality indicator. Shout out to Tino. But if you look at the EMAs here, we got the 1 hour EMA. We really haven't had a lot of success pushing through on that. It's broken through here, come back in. So, I anticipate to test that and potentially come back down. If it tests it and kind of breaks through, we're looking at the 800 EMA as the next level, but, we still got war out there, and, I don't think we're going to pump through that. And so, again, not financial advice, but, coming up to some key levels, psychological high, 200 EMA on the 1 hour and the 800. So I would look to see what we do here at that area. If we get some nice strong volume that projects through there, then maybe we hit that 800. But I don't see this to look at, which is funding rates.
So we only have a couple more hours, I think, on funding rate that we're currently at now. Oh man, look at that. Negative coming across the board. Ladies and gentlemen, negative numbers means longs get paid.
Right, which means that we're probably gonna get those longs, we're gonna get those shorts trapped so that they can pay those longs. And so that's why we anticipate more of a move to the upside. So, futures just open, by the way. So we got futures open. Let's go to the 1 minute to kind of see if there's anything that has occurred.
Oh, look, I told you they're going to open with a stop hunt. I knew it.
So
you think we'll get down to the daily open?
I think we will eventually. I think this you can either call it a stop hunt to the low. You can also call it a trap for shorts because there's a lot of shorts that are still waiting out there. In my opinion, I think whatever we get to the downside, we're going to reverse and probably hold it up. From that standpoint, we got all these, these longs that kind of got trapped up here. So I would say that's the stop for these longs. It's also a trap for the shorts, depending on what the shorts are doing. I'll give that some time. If we hop over to the calendar, again, there's really nothing for today news-wise that can be used to really drive price.
So Nasdaq, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
So Nasdaq Futures, they were negative, but we just had the market open about 4 minutes ago. How's Nasdaq look now?
Nasdaq.
And ladies and gentlemen, the reason we're asking specifically about the Nasdaq because recently the Nasdaq has been falling closely with Bitcoin and Ethereum price. Nasdaq futures were negative, open up in a positive manner like this morning, and then you see the news that we have out there. Bear market's coming, and with it, ways to make money not seen in 40 years, says the strategist. So hey, look, I don't really feel like there's a lot of positive news, a lot of negative news. I think I think the narrative right now is just to keep people hopeful in the major situations that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we probably want to take a look at as well is we do have Square earnings tomorrow, which Square is involved with a lot of the crypto, and so depending on what that looks like there, that could lead to some positivity for the market. But again, I anticipate the downside. So I know you've got some info over there with Bookmap, and so I'm always excited to look at all the colorful balls and fucking Christmas decorations that go on that chart. So if you want to pull that up, let's.
I'm not looking for a short at this time. I'm looking to get something to the upside because overall I feel like that's the direction that we're heading. More importantly right now. Let me pull up Bookmap real quick. I'm going to slide this over into the screen and let me know if you can see that.
Yeah, everything's good now.
Okay, cool, man. We're getting our shit together right now. I think that's a good thing. This is the Ethereum on Binance. As you can see, this is our range that we have right now. Bottoms 26.90, tops 27.80. So you're looking about $100 price range that we're looking here at the books. We do have that
27.50 looks like a nice area.
Right, yeah, and then as you can see right now, we're weighted heavier to the upside right now. So I don't see any problem with us heading all the way up to 27.50. At least until we, at that point, we'll see what happens when we get into that range. We are, like I said, a little bit heavier. I was actually eyeballing a long last night after I got this new computer set up, and we were down at like 26.50, and I was like, oh man, we're going to go up.
You should have listened to our own advice.
Yeah, but man, like I have a rule. I don't trade and sleep. I won't do it. And
why is that? Why don't you trade?
Yeah, so when we were when we were learning to trade over the last year, I would say the first half of it, definitely the first half of it, we would catch ourselves in the opposite direction of trade and dollar cost average out of the trade, and I would say honestly, as long as you're smart and you can maximize your entries and dollar cost averaging, and you have enough money in the pot that you can.
Don't do it. It's not worth the stress. Don't do it.
luckily we were able to make it out of a lot of good trades, or we turned a lot of bad trades into good trades. But I would there's a couple of times that I've actually caught myself to get in one of those trades and not really doing my due diligence on my end, and ended up I've been liquidated twice for over 5 figures each time. And every time I get liquidated, it's in my sleep. So I absolutely refuse to trade and sleep. If I do find myself in a trade in the middle of the night, we're pounding some coffee and we're staying up with the trade. And last night, I just quite frankly wanted to get some good
you weren't feeling it.
Yeah, so
you wanted to sleep.
Yeah, hey, I mean, but I will say this: we're much better traders now than we were, and like I said, calling along, I felt real confident with that, and we could have made some good coin because the price action from where I was looking at it and where we actually got. I mean, you're talking about an $80 move, and then if we leverage that up, an $80 move, 20x leverage, and I don't know however many coins you want to put in there. That could have made some nice coin, but at the same time, 20x leverage, that's a lot of risk, and you can get yourself in a pickle really quick. So that's why I didn't get in that trade. Long story short, we're ranging. I think ultimately we're going to see some move to the downside. I think New York's going to want to come down and get some nice orders filled down. We have a sell wall down here at 2650, but it's not very big. It's only 279 orders. We have 457 up here at 2700. So 2700 may be a little bit better of an entry. I'm going to be paying close attention to that as we get closer to that price to see if they do what they do and spoof the orders, just keep dragging price down. If we get down into that range. But as far as that goes on the downside, doesn't really look like we have anything of anything great until we really get down to the 2600 area, which we have 579 orders. And granted, this is something that can change at any given time. So this the orders that are set now may not be the same orders that we're going to see 30 minutes, an hour, or the end of the day. Let's see what we're looking at the upside right now. We have 575 orders at 2,800, 1,090 at 2,820. This tells me that they're really not going to want price to get past that unless they start pulling orders and sliding them up when they get closer, and that is something that happens. 2,850, we have a little over 1,100 orders there. Which that makes good sense. That puts us kind of up in that max range that we were talking about earlier when we were looking at TradingView. And like I said, I kind of don't expect us to see anything between now and tomorrow over 3,000 personally.
Oh yeah, no, not definitely.
Yeah,
not
so I think once we get in the 2950 range, we're going to be pretty much maxed out. Let's run over here to Bitcoin real quick and see what Bitcoin looks like. I'm going to say that they're probably going to be fairly similar here. The chart that we're looking at here is 38.7 to 3,900, or not 39,000. Excuse me. Again, you can see that we're heavier on the ask price, which is moving price upward. So hey man, it looks like maybe we are going to head up before and New York doesn't really pull off that stop hunt to the low that we were possibly anticipating that they might do this morning, which is
I think the stop hunt happened. I think it was a stop hunt for long, so you could continue back up because we did. We had that wall at 26 or 2750, sorry, dropped back down to 2711, and then kind of shifted back up from there. So we're kind of hanging out at 2730 if we're talking about ETH, but I do anticipate a move to the upside.
Oh yeah, right here. Oh no, that's the wrong chart. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, this is the 1 hour. I think right here is the CME. I believe that we had for last week's close, 2775, 2800 area. So we're definitely, I do anticipate that we'll get there. That breaks us from this peak. And then as you can see, we got the 2828. That's a cool number, 282850. I like that. And then 2940. You know, I would be looking for like consolidation areas, which is right here, this 28, this mid 2800 area, to really come up, because we have this nice M. If we break this this rise level 1, call this the actual rise level 1, and then have a nice continuation, which means, man, if you're really looking at this, if we break this area right here, specifically, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me put that in red. Right here, if we break this area, so this would typically be to the downside, rise level 1. You want to see another rise level 2, and then some type of W formation, inverse head and shoulders, whatever you want to do that. If we're following candlestick patterns here, so if we break this guy here and create rise level 1 here, and then come down, I would say that we're going to see a really sharp drop towards the end of the week.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to speak to the levels, but what I tell you is that I don't think that folks are willing to hold the risk over through the weekend. And so we pumped up here, even though we've had a lot of movement up and down in the first couple of days, it's been mainly to the upside. It's been mainly holding. So, again, not financial advice, but I don't anticipate, 2,800 maybe. If we get up there in that direction, but with all the news that's coming out Thursday, Friday, I'm sure there's going to be something that's going to capitulate the market. But what I will tell you is we're going to need a strong move to the upside in order to rid ourselves of the continuous shorts. And so that's the only thing that would invalidate the move to the downside before the weekend, is if shorts just became really, really heavy going into it. And so it just gave, institutions an opportunity to take that money out of the market.
I think we'll see in the news. I'm really personally, based on the trends and whatnot, I'm not expecting good news to come out tomorrow. I'm expecting a lot of negative to show up on the market. Which will reflect the continuation of the cycle, which needs to come down, but we got to go up first, and I don't think we're quite where we need to be as far as the cycle completion and upside this week. But again, we'll see what the news holds tomorrow. But I don't think it's going to be good. Cool, man. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time.